I'm going to destroy him.
You don't even need to be sent off. You don't need his ass for free.
Easy money!
This video is a critique which is considered fair use under the Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Please support the official release. Welcome to another Top 10, and today we're doing something a little bit more fun and going over my top 10 favorite Yu Yu Hakusho fights. Yu Yu Hakusho is my favorite anime of all time, so there's quite a few videos I want to make about it, and this being the main one. Any fight is fair game as long as it counts as a battle between two characters. A ton to choose from, so this was pretty hard to put together. Anywho, let's rev it up.
Wait a second. So Sensui's putting his own men up on the chopping block just to stall us for a couple of hours while he digs a hole? I gotta tell you, between you and Matari, Sensui's not big on the whole building company loyalty, is he?
A man like Sensui has no other loyalty except to himself and his cause. And he cares nothing for how much blood is shed to reach that goal. Not even the blood of an ignorant young boy who foolishly chose wrong over right.
Game start.
At number 10 we have Kurama vs Amanuma. This will be the only battle on our list which doesn't actually involve fighting. Amanuma, also known as Gamer, has trapped our main characters in his territory and they cannot leave until they beat him in his own game. After proving his mastery over Kaito, which was an interesting battle in its own right, Kurama takes the cake as he wins by getting into the young boy's mind about what he's actually done. In a long speech, Kurama explains how Sensui was only toying with his young mind and that he will die when the game ends, which flusters Amanuma, causing him to mess up in his Tetris Math hybrid game. Kurama, knowing the serious consequences, does what he has to do and kills Amanuma in the process. It's a battle of the minds and Kurama is always the one to come out on top. Right, Kaito?
Impossible!
At number 9 we have Team Urameshi vs Dr. Ichigaki. The reason this one's a team battle is because it's a 3v3 of Yusuke, Kuwabara, and Genkai versus M1, M2, and M3. The story of this battle is that Dr. Ichigaki poisoned the masters of M1, M2, and M3, we do not know their real names, and then lied saying he can cure it if they help him with blood testing. He then brainwashes them with a machine that turns them into mindless slaves and that can only obey the doctor's command. Yusuke and Kuwabara soon learn this and do not give it at all, resulting in Kuwabara being knocked out. This battle is more about the story as it unfolds than the fight itself, but the fight's no slouch either, with it concluding with Yusuke being able to see their so-called invisible attacks, and Genkai using the spirit wave to free them. Hiei and Kurama heal their master and bring him to the ring, until Dr. Ichigaki turns himself into a huge monster, which Yusuke easily disposes of. Kinda disappointed he didn't blow his fucking head off though. At number 8 we have Kurama vs Elder Toguro. This is the shortest battle on our list, and Toguro returns after being kicked by his younger sibling. Gourmet eats him, hoping to gain his powers, but he underestimates his strength, and soon he takes over. Kurama sees right through this and quickly chops his head off in two, but Toguro's ability to reform and shift his organs makes him near impossible to kill. Kurama finds a way around this by infecting him with the Sinning Tree. Not sure why he never uses it again, but whatever. It sucks the life out of whatever it latches to and creates a hallucinogenic world in his mind, and since Elder Toguro is immortal, it's an endless loop. I love fights that end in an endless loop like this. So Toguro sits there hooked up to it forever. It's kinda weird that no one hears him or sees him again. They fight in the same cave, so do they just block out his screams? I don't know, but it's a good fight. Number 7 we have Kurama again versus Rodo. Another quick one, but an epic one nonetheless. In the first round of the Dark Tournament, Kurama faces Roto as the second match, and Kurama outclasses Roto in every way. But Roto is fighting dirty today as he holds a button which with just one push will tell his demon brother to kill Kurama's human mother. Kurama, obviously too smart for his simple tricks, marks Roto with the seed of the death plant and buys time until it blooms within his body. It shows how smart Kurama really is. Kurama's theme plays in the background and the tone fits oh so perfectly. Has one hell of a badass ending.
I'm just a low class. I don't know any better. Come on, you believe in mercy, don't you?
No.
Number 6, we have Yusuke versus Yomi. The final match of the series that we see is Yusuke versus one of the kings of the demon world. Yusuke knows he's outclassed in terms of power, but he tries his absolute best in an epic underdog fight. Yusuke switching from demon energy to spirit energy is a symbolic moment of this series. This one you'll have to see to understand why it's so epic. It ends with a final clash as Yusuke wakes up in the hospital, being in a week-long rest as a battle to basically close out the series. Sorry, there's not much to say about this one. Oh boy, everyone saw this one coming, but only at number 5, surprisingly, Shinobu Sensui is the second main villain of the series really. He was a former spirit detective before Yusuke, so it's a battle of old versus new. But enough about the character, let's get into the fight. It starts out quite even with Sensui holding the upper hand and Yusuke using creative methods to hold on his own. Kuwabara, Hiei, and Kurama are trapped in Otsuki's Yurei Otoku and are unable to help. Sensui switches between his multiple personalities and one of them brought a motherfucking gun. After Yusuke gets his second win, he easily dispatches of that form and the true Sensui comes out. Then Koenma comes out and threatens to stop him with the Mofuken, but Sensui has sacred energy, which is stronger than the most powerful defensive spell in Spirit World, which is stupid, but let's roll with it. Yusuke sacrifices his life so his death can bring out his teammate's true power. Kuwabara unleashes his dimensional spirit sword, which can rip through the Yurei Otoku. And Kurama, Hiei, and Kuwabara chase after Sensui and fight him, get their ass kicked. Yusuke gets reborn and fights Sensui with his newfound demon energy. Then Ryzen takes over his body and completely mops the floor with them, and BOOM! That was a mouthful. It's a long battle, but it's a good ending to the Chapter Black arc and leads into the Three Kings arc nicely.
Damn, you idiot!
At number 4 we have Hiei versus Bui. Bui, known as a silent but surprisingly fast assailant in all of his armor and using an enormous axe which he has an infinite supply of for some reason. Hiei proves to be too fast for the armor on, so for the first time takes it off and we get this badass line.
Most fighters wear armor to protect themselves from their opponent. But I'm the opposite. I actually wear this armor to protect my opponent from myself. You see, my powers are so great I can't control them on my own.
With his power unleashed, it tends to be even with both Bui and Hiei getting hit by their own attacks, but the only difference is that I took all of Bui's power to reflect Hiei's Dragon of the Darkness Flame, and when Hiei returns undamaged, Bui shits his pants.
Explain this!
Bui's all out of power, and it's all over from there. Hiei humiliates him and sends him packing. Questionable animation in this fight for some reason. Epic, badass, and I get to see who Bui really is, so it's a good fight in my books. At number 3 we have Kurama versus Karasu. We've seen what Karasu was able to do earlier with blowing people up just by touching them, but now we know everything in this fierce battle against the master strategist Kurama. It starts off with Kurama trying to buy time until his true form Yoko Kurama activates and dodging any of Karasu's attacks, knowing not to touch him. When Kurama transforms, he learns that Karasu actually creates these demons that can detonate. Yoko summons Ojigi plants to consume Karasu, but much to everyone's surprise, Karasu escapes without relative harm. He then goes Super Saiyan and turns himself into a bomb and detonates the arena. Kurama survives but is reverted back to his normal form, and it looks like it's all over for him. He then decides to get up close and personal and strikes Karasu, seeding him. Karasu notices and seems to destroy the seed and proceeds torturing Kurama, basically turning his body into Syria. Kurama sacrifices himself to summon a plant that drains Karasu's life. The mark that he left was more than just a scratch, it was an opening for his final attack. It seems that they're both dead until Kurama finally wakes up, which I think is a huge cop-out. Don't talk about sacrificing yourself but then being alive in the end. Yusuke already did that with Suzaku. It's intense and we get to see some Yoko Kurama action. It's definitely one not to miss. At number 2 we have Yusuke versus younger Toguro. Toguro, being the first major villain of the series, builds up a lot of hype of what the final battle is going to be, and let me tell you, it does not disappoint. The final battle of the Dark Tournament arc, and Yusuke's greatest obstacle, Toguro shows his power in this tournament off by single-handedly defeating all of the Spirit Warriors at only 45% strength. He starts off at 85% strength with Yusuke, and it seems to be a back and forth between them, Yusuke trying to bait out openings and punishing when needed. When Toguro hits 100% power, it's a whole other game. Just his thumb is enough to take down Yusuke, but Toguro wants a real fight and is willing to do whatever it takes to bring out Yusuke's true power. Using the Super Saiyan format of killing his best friend, and unlike Krillin, Kuwabara going willingly knowing it's for the greater good, Yusuke then unleashes his full power and makes Toguro look like a fucking chump. He gets tossed around and it's great seeing Toguro on the losing side. It all ends with Yusuke firing his full power spirit gun and seeing if Togoro's 100% form is strong enough to take it. It ends with Toguro thanking Yusuke and one of my favorite scenes in anime history, Toguro cracking up and falling to the ground. This is the definitive best fight in Yu Yu Hakusho history if you take the story into account. Younger Toguro being easily the best character in the show with a great story, obviously better than anything Hunter x Hunter could scrape up. Perfect quote to describe Toguro would be, "You either die a hero or live long enough to see yourself become the villain." Barack Obama agrees with me, so it must be true. Save the bees. I'm not going to get into the story in this video, but it's a damn good fight and one of the best in shonen anime history. But there's one more I enjoy a bit more, and if you could find the similarity between these last 3 fights, you'll know which one it is. At number 1, it's obvious, the only other fight from the final round of the Dark Tournament, Kuwabara versus Elder Toguro. Younger Toguro is the best character in the show by far, but Elder Toguro is my personal favorite. We don't know much about him at all, but what we do know is that he became a demon at the same time as his younger brother, and that he doesn't even know what he is. The community just made him just like that, and he has the ability to manipulate his body by stretching his limbs into anything like a sword or become a gun if he wanted to. Also, the ability to shift all organs makes him near impossible to kill. Kuwabara gets outsmarted, stabbed, and Toguro, being a real bastard, explains that his team was lying to him about Genkai's death. He explains a bit of backstory about younger Toguro and Genkai while giving it his own flavor. He's demented and a real messed up motherfucker. But that's what I love about him. He's entertaining, and just come on. Listen to that laugh.
We lived happily ever after.
It's not a long battle, but it's got a great ending. I can rewatch this one any day.
My mother always wanted me to be an exterminator. So now, it's time to make her proud of me! Spirit Slice Water!
Whoa! Nobody around here expected that Kuwabara had enough energy to whack Toguro into oblivion!
And even though no one may agree with me on this list, that's kind of the point of my channel. I have opinions that are in the minority, and that's what's fun to have. But we know Toguro didn't die and returned to fight Kurama, which I already talked about. Really glad he returned though. Now instead of releasing more Hunter x Hunter manga chapters, remake Yu Yu Hakusho and continue the story, please. Thanks for watching, and I'd really appreciate it if you would subscribe and like the video. I'm waiting for my package to arrive for episode 5 of Round of These Retro, but I got collection videos to watch and another top 10 in the works currently. It's another music list about an anime that we all know and love. See you next time.